Welcome to this tour of our 6-berth motorhome that we've been travelling down the east coast of Australia in. Let's take a look around the van. Obviously this is the main door which you can split into the fly screen. A little step on the outside, we'll show you the inside shortly. I'll show you all of the outside stuff first. So we've got a massive awning here, which we've only actually used once because you only really meant to use it in the sun, and it was really difficult to actually get in and out. And this cupboard, I think, is just a shoe cupboard. Also, nice little area for shoe storage. Also, quite a good thing on this van is the clips to hold the cupboard doors open. This handle actually lights up. You can see it. So you know if it's dark, you're coming back in, you know where to go. And there's an outdoor light as well up there. The other outdoor stuff. So we've got USB sockets and electrical socket here. Speakers on the outside. We've got LPG gas in here. It came with 2 bottles. We are like, what, 4.5 weeks into the trip and we've only used 1 bottle, so we changed it over the other night. So yeah, we didn't actually use as much gas as we thought, but the fridge and the cooker and the water heater runs off the gas. This is the fresh water, which we took a bit of time to actually work out where it was, but it's got a lockable thing on, and we just fill that up with the hose, pretty standard. I don't know how big the water tanks are, but the main water tank, the fresh water tank is here. They're both situated behind the 2 back beds, so there's fresh water under this one and then the grey waste under the other one. This is like a large cupboard which runs all the way along the back, which we basically just put, it's like a utility cupboard. We've put all of our bags in there, hoses, camping chairs. The upgrade that we bought from when we rented the motorhome, we got like a plus thing where you get all camping chairs, table and gas and stuff like that, which is pretty good. Then moving right to the back, reversing camera, which is pretty good. Slightly in a tree here, so maybe whoever reverses this in. Another good feature actually on this van is the auxiliary shower. When you come back from the beach, you've got a little shower here which is quite nifty, so you don't get the van all sandy. So moving on to this side of the van, you've got that cupboard, the other side of that cupboard that I showed you. Grey waste tap there, electrical hookup. We've mainly stayed at campsites because we just found that having the aircon on and having it all hooked up is a lot better with a bigger van. This is the toilet, but we literally haven't used the toilet once in 5 weeks. So we've just stayed at campsites. It's really only a backup. That is where the chemical toilet is stored.
Could give it a pull out.
Give it a pull out. I don't know, is it connected? You just want some fluid to come out of it or something. We literally haven't used it, so I don't know what. Yeah. We don't need to empty it, that's the reason we're not using it. Tom's threatened to use it. I think that's like a fixed water inlet where you can have it constantly hooked up, but I don't really know, we haven't used that. It's also a twin wheelbase on the back. This is the electrical setup, so just a standard 12-volt leisure battery, split charge system, and then a 12-volt battery charger there as well. Literally haven't had to mess around with any of this. Obviously it's quite a new motorhome, so it should all be working fine. The only thing I would say is like it's not really built for off-grid living because we've had to have it plugged in. Most of the times it's not got a massive battery setup, but to be fair, we've stayed off power for about 3 nights and we haven't needed to plug it in, but we've not really been living in the van. But yeah, it's not really built for off-grid setup. Welcome to the cab. It's actually a really new Mercedes motorhome. I'm not sure how old it is. It's only a couple of years old. It had 4,000 kilometers on it when we got it. So we've done about 4,000 in it. We're near the end of our trip now. We've only got a few days left. So it's on 8,100 now. Like I said, yeah, it's a pretty new motorhome. So the sat-nav system's got, you can connect your phone up. You've got Apple Play and stuff like that. Cruise control. It's automatic. It's really easy to drive as well. But yeah, that's about it for the front cab really.
How big is the fuel tank?
I think we get what, 450 kilometers maybe? Driving it is just super easy. Like it's pretty comfortable to drive. It doesn't really feel like you're driving a massive van because it's quite powerful and it's automatic. Safe is up here, which is a good little feature. Like I said, reverse camera, which is pretty good. You can actually up the volume on that reverse camera so you can hear, as you're reversing in, you can hear someone that's speaking to you, which is quite good. 2 seats. These don't actually spin around, but we'll go in the back now and you can see that there's enough seating really for these not to spin round.
Got a little first aid kit.
They got us a first aid kit as well, which is quite nice. We usually just stick all the maps and stuff in here as well. We've got like loads of like tour brochures, a few golf balls from when we played golf, Santa.
We did spend Christmas in here.
Which actually is relevant because bed at the back in the dining room will be down as a bed now because we mainly just keep that as a bed because it's just hassle getting that up and down because 2 people sleep on that. But we did make an exception on Christmas when we had Christmas dinner, so there should be some footage of the actual table up at the back as well. Come on into the inside. 3 beds basically. The above cab bed is probably the best bed because you're on your own, you haven't got a share and there's no split mattress. mattress, and it's probably the comfiest mattress. Up here you've got the curtains that come across, which is good, and then you've got a little, this is for luggage really, but we've noticed when we're sleeping on a slant it's quite useful that you don't fall out of bed. So this is like a big netting that comes across, basically clips up to the top there. The ladder in the day lives behind these two seats. Pop the ladder up. I'll hop on up. This is my bed at the moment. The only downside is, obviously in the day, this is the main storage area, so people's stuff usually gets chucked up here, and then you keep the extension bar for this bed up here as well. Two little windows, which is quite good. Nice in the morning. And then also two lights as well, so one on either side, and they're dimmable as well. So these curtains come across. And then that's about it for this bed really. It's a little bit claustrophobic, but it's probably the best bed, probably the comfiest. So down the ladder, cab is divided by this curtain, which we obviously just pull across in the night. So this is the main seating area. So when you're driving, there's 4 belted seats here. It's also like your dining table and then another bed as well. So I'll just show you quickly how this bed folds down. So the main table pops down. It can be quite difficult to get up and down, but this basically slots into the gap here. Fold this leg in. That forms the main base of the bed, and then these cushions slide on to here. These top ones go underneath, and then that didn't take too long. That is the main bed basically for this area, which is long enough. Lovely.
Perfect.
And then yeah, these two cushions obviously you put underneath. It's like a single now, I guess. And then these kind of drawers that slide out. And as I mentioned, the extension bar that lives up there, that just extends this bed out to here. But obviously it takes up, you can only really do this late at night because it takes up a lot of room in the corridor. So you get a bit stiffed if you're the person in this bed and you want to go to bed and everyone's still up. But it's pretty easy to get up and down. So underneath the dining table in this bed, you've got 2 plug sockets, you've got the USBs and then your 2 40 volts, obviously the foldable leg and the smoke alarm underneath here. Yeah, like I said, so when you're driving, these are the belted seats. Like they're pretty vertical upright, so they're not actually that comfy. But 2 people have got to sit in these and then 2 people in the front. Big windows in the van, which is really nice. Pretty simple windows, open out, and then you can just fix them like that. You've got half and half on all of the windows, which is really good, makes it way easier. So that's obviously your main blind for the evening, and then the other half is a fly net bird, you're keeping it open at night. So the windows are actually really nice in this van, I think. They let quite a lot of natural light in. As I mentioned up there, all of the lights mostly are these LED little touch lights, so they're all dimmable. We've got quite a lot of those as well. As you can probably see, the main kind of storage in the van is all of this above head storage. There's loads of these cupboards. We've kind of all got one each for food and clothes. They're actually pretty sizable. Considering there's like 4 of us in the van, we have not struggled for like storage space. We've got spare storage space like under the bed at the back and then under these. The same above here, you've got these above storage units. Moving on to the kitchen area, fire extinguisher, those lights I showed you which flick on to the outside, and then nice big worktop across here. A couple of plug sockets there for kettle and toaster, which obviously came with the van. Keep those up there. The sink's got a cover on it and then a flick-in mixer tap. Drawers here, all storage. So we've got these clicker handles which haven't flown open when they've been locked, which is good. They're pretty strong, just for cutlery and crockery. 2 big cupboards here, pots and pans, Scrabble, bleach, pretty essential items. Onto the cooker. This is where the magic happens.
This is where all the noodles get cooked.
Cue to some great meals that have been cooked up, in the kitchen. But actually, we did cook quite a nice meal. We cooked kind of a full Christmas dinner. I mean, a lot of it was frozen stuff. You've got 2 gas hobs, 1 electric hob, which is good, and then that cover comes across, which makes your workspace even bigger. Into the oven, decent sized oven, and then it's got just a normal oven and a grill underneath, and that runs off the gas. There's a little storage block under there, just random stuff in. Range hood as well, which is electric. This is a really big Dometic fridge, which is very, very good. I've been pretty impressed with it. Obviously the size of it, it's massive, kind of a fridge that you'd probably have at home. The fridge runs off the 240 volt hookup, or if you're not plugged in, it runs off the gas as well. We actually had to turn the fridge down because it was like too powerful and was freezing our stuff. Got a freezer space up top as well, which is good, with some frozen ready meals in probably. some frozen lasagna. This has been getting used quite a lot. The microwave, decent little addition. Obviously you can only use that when we're plugged in to hook up. Above me is the aircon unit. As with the microwave, you can only use this when you're plugged in. When we were up north and it was super hot in the evenings, it was definitely needed. So that's pretty much it for the kitchen stuff. Moving on, this area here just above the fridge, another worktop kind of storage area. Got this monitor TV which we literally haven't used. So this is the main control panel for all the electrics. So you've got like a fresh and grey waste level meter there. That tells you how much battery level we've got in voltage. These are all the switches. These are quite nice little switches actually. They light up red when they're on, then you just push them in to turn them off and they kind of close themselves up. There's Bluetooth speakers here and radio. I couldn't get the Bluetooth to work, but can listen to the radio on there. This connects into the speakers on the inside. It does actually have solar, really topping up the battery a little bit, but I don't think it's that powerful. The water heater there, 240 volt isolator, and that's about it really for the electrical cupboard. Also a couple of more USB slots here and mains outlets there. This is just a big cupboard. I think it's kind of like meant to be a cloak cupboard because you have kind of got hangers there. We're just using it as chucking bags and stuff in there. This is the bathroom, probably the least used area in the van. Like I mentioned earlier on the outside, we literally haven't used the toilet because it's just been for emergencies and we've been at campsites most of the time. We've got 4 days left, so hopefully no one has to use the toilet and we don't have to empty it. But it's been a good area for drying stuff, so we usually keep towels, wet stuff in here. We have had a few showers in here when the campsite showers have been busy, and the shower's actually pretty nice. It's just a bit small. This is the shower cubicle. The only thing I don't like we've had a few showers in here, the only thing I don't like is this, right? This comes across and is quite loose, and when that snaps it's pretty loud. But apart from that, the shower cubicle is actually really nice. The shower's pretty powerful, quite a new shower. I mean, everything's pretty new in here. I think that's probably why some stuff is a little bit kind of rough around the edges because it's brand new. Probably haven't really tested it that much. You've got a roof vent here as well, which you keep open most of the time, to be fair, just to keep this area ventilated. Like I mentioned, all around the van you've got these lights. Little sink and the toilet, which we don't use. No one's used this, have they?
No.
God, that actually smells like quite nice in there. Smells like bleach.
First toilet we've ever been in that smells good.
Yeah, that's it really. Big mirror, another light, lots of pegs to hang stuff up. This is the back kind of bed area / dining room. As I mentioned, this comes up as a dining table here. To be honest, the table isn't actually that secure, so we're not really that fussed about having it as a bed the whole time. We've got that other dining table for eating. It makes sense because 2 people have to sleep back here, not to have to bring the bed up and down all the time. 3 big windows in the back and then massive storage all around. So this is basically where we keep all of our clothes. It's a big bed. It's the biggest bed in the van. It's relatively comfortable. The only thing I don't like, it's made up of loads of cushions, so you kind of got a split mattress on a lot of it. But you've got a nice roof vent up here. There's 2 of these skylights, different to the one in the bathroom. The one in the bathroom is more of a vent. This one's more of a skylight, which you can pop open and get a decent bit of air in. As with all the windows, you've got the same slide across blind and fly net. These skylights also have got lights on, so they've got a touch light. But these storage units are pretty standard all around. I'll put a clip in of what the dining table at the back looks like at Christmas when we did pop it up, because like I said, that's the only time we've actually needed to use it. We've all wanted a bit more space to sit round, but it is a little bit insecure. That brings us to the end of our tour of this 6th berth Mercedes motorhome, which we've been travelling down the East Coast in for the last 5 weeks. If you want to watch the actual travel vlogs, I'll leave a link to the playlist for all of those. There'll be loads of vlogs of all the stuff we've got up to going down. But I hope you enjoyed the tour of what's been our home for the past 5 weeks. I think all of us are pretty much happy now to leave the motorhome behind, because obviously it's a small space to live in. But that being said, it's been a really good tool to actually explore the country, having the freedom to just be able to pull up where we want, go to different places on our own kind of schedule. But yeah, thanks for watching.